Was it,
The guy with the red beard in the middle, Conrad.
Oh, that was probably.
You sitting here, you sitting here.
Okay.
there were some rough ones. But,
Spent a lot of time here.
Did you see that on the warrant list, everything
I
was
don't
correct,
like
now
that.
they're listening?
It-
Oh,
Sometimes it is what it is.
Yeah. Paperwork that you have to sign.
Oh, I didn't see the signed paperwork
Yeah,
yet.
and you'll get it in a minute, once it's approved.
Cool beans. We'll see if this one gets it right. Oh, nothing. Nothing at
Okay,
all.
can we do the pledge, please?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, call the meeting to order and take a roll call, please.
Trustee McMahon, trustee Hirsch.
Here.
President Bing.
Here.
Trustee G. Here. Trustee Wolfart. Here. Trustee Canal.
Here.
Tom Green.
Here,
Okay, we got a quorum, let's go to work. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Can I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Motion to approve the minutes of the business meeting of February 24th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Can I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, next we'll do the bills. So what we have here, we've got water testing for 26, water testing for, wastewater testing for 146, and 146, water testing for 17, water testing for 17. IT helped with the SCADA software, they did an upgrade on the SCADA software, that's the control portion, the IT control portion of the wastewater and water systems. $612.50. Collins Sanitary had to remove a sewer blockage, $17.25. Casey's Gasoline, $73.15. Surf Internet, $167.56. Nightcore, $67.24. $230.66 and 63. ComEd, $1671.35, $228.35, and $1808.63, and $1007, and $1454.98, and $99.43. Hawkins for Chemicals, $271.98. Menards, $215.25, and again Menards, $13.15. Totals $9064.30, of which $2374.09 will come out of the general fund and $6690.21 will come out of water and sewer. Okay, next.
I
we
make a
have any-
motion to approve the bills.
I'm sorry, yes. Have a motion to approve the bills?
I will make a motion to approve the bills.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Can I have a roll call, please?
Sure. Trustee Hirsch.
Aye.
President Bing.
Aye.
Trustee G.
Aye.
Trustee Wolfart.
Aye.
Trustee Canal.
Aye.
Trustee McMahon.
Okay, the motion passes. Next, we got any public comments? Okay. Next on, we got this lighting assessment from the village, from ComEd for our village buildings to replace our lighting, upgrade all the lighting that we have from this to LED, et cetera. And pretty good cost savings, and it's not gonna cost us a dime. And I talked to Tom about the contracts, and he said we can opt out of it if we don't like it. There's really there's no negative to this at all. It's a plus for us. So I want to recommend that we go ahead and approve this. Does anybody have any comments or questions? Okay, can I have a motion to approve this assessment?
I'll make a motion.
I know I need one of you. Okay, can I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. All right, next, I want to tell you about well number one. I contacted an assessor, a certified assessor.
appraiser.
Appraiser. The company is Rally Appraisal. The gentleman's name is Courtney Prentice, MIA, SRA, whatever that is. A certified general appraiser and a regional manager. He's out of Rockford. He came out and he took a whole bunch of pictures and made a whole bunch of notes and did some measurements, etc. And then he said, I expect something from him in like 2 weeks. So last Monday, he called me, and he said that, based on the pictures that he took and what he saw, the notes he took, he went over this with like 5 different appraisers, and none of them feel comfortable with giving the building an appraisal because they can't assume that the building is structurally sound, or if it can be made structurally sound, and if it can, what the cost is. So they're gonna require us to get a structural engineer to take a look at it before they can give us an appraisal. The appraisal's gonna cost $2,000, and I don't know how much a structural engineer is gonna cost. So I need to know whether you wanna continue to try to get an assessment on this building or not.
Well, first of all, you gave 90 days in order for the other people that were wanting to get quotes and stuff on the building. We are 30 days maybe through that timeline.
I'm not talking about stopping the process,
Okay.
I'm asking you if you still wanna get an assessment.
Can I finish? Thank you. I think it needs to be pushed out even farther because we have more important things to worry about than this building right now. We have infrastructure problems that need to be fixed, and I think the building just needs to go on the back burner while people get quotes and things like that.
First of all, I don't think we can leave the building just stand there infinitely, okay? Something has to happen to it. And second of all, if you're talking about the incident that happened at your house the other night, that's in the plans to get, first things first. The first things we gotta do, the first thing we did is we replaced all the manhole covers in town. Now, starting next month, they're coming out and they're gonna rehab 38 manholes so that we can get those repaired. The next step after that is to run a camera through our entire sewer system to see where our problems are so we can reline the areas that need it and clean up the areas that don't. So that's part of the capital improvement plan for the wastewater system, which we can't do all at once, all right? We do have other things to do, and we're trying to do them, okay?
I understand that, and I did not say it had anything to do with the issue that I had at my house the other night with the sewer backup. I'm just saying that
What
I don't
other
think-
issues are you talking about?
you are hell-bent on getting this building to come down. Everybody knows that.
Yep,
And no, it doesn't need to come down. It needs to be rehabbed. I don't think right now we need to spend $2,000 to get that assessment done.
that's all I wanted to know. I was asked to get an assessment on
An
this building.
appraisal, you were asked to get an appraisal of the building.
Yeah, I was asked to get an appraisal on the building, and I'm coming back and telling you what the appraiser said to me. All I'm asking is if you want me to continue this process. If you don't want me to continue this process, I won't.
I have a question.
Yeah,
When we decided to wait so that we could go through this process and determine the future of that building, that seemed to put the construction of the park equipment on hold.
Right.
right.
Is there necessarily, does there have to be a connection between those two? Or can we begin to proceed with the park installation while the building is still being determined?
I don't have a problem with that, and I was hoping that was what we could do,
Okay.
okay? All I asked
I'd like to see
tonight,
us
all I'm
proceed
asking
with the
tonight is
park.
to ask you whether you want me to spend any money to get the appraisal, all right, on the building, and that's gonna require a structural engineer to take a look at it, or they don't wanna touch it,
I say that we need to find out what the price of the structural engineer would be before we
okay?
agree
That's
if we're
fine.
gonna do the appraisal.
Doesn't he have to know though kind of what the building's gonna be used for?
No, not
Because-
necessarily.
No.
If you're not gonna change the footprint of the building, all right, then the structure is the structure.
Okay.
What you do to the inside of it, for the most part, shouldn't affect making the building structurally sound, okay? That's like rehabbing a kitchen rather than putting on an addition. It's a whole different animal,
Well,
okay?
that's why I wasn't sure
Yeah.
how they could move
Yeah.
ahead, because I knew that was
Yeah.
what we were supposed to decide
Yeah,
is
so all I'm
what the
asking
building was being
is,
used
But if they're
Yeah.
asking for a structural engineer and that's gonna cost, say, $10,000.
That's a lot of
Do
money.
we really
Yeah.
wanna pay
he
$10,000
told me-
and the
yeah.
$2,000?
he told me very well, he said the value of the building could actually go negative, so I don't really want to,
It's probably worth reaching out to Strand, our
Yeah.
engineer, to see if they have a structural engineer. I doubt it would be $10,000, it's.
I'm just putting a number out
Yeah,
there.
no,
Yeah.
I understand, but I'm thinking they just need to come through and kind of with their clipboard and say, this, and this needs to be done. And then put a general estimate on it, and then let the appraiser see that, and then they'll be able to determine the value. Now, even if the appraiser says it has a negative value or it's valued at zero, it doesn't mean another certified contractor can't come in and do what needs to be done. I'm guessing, there'll be a price tag on that, but, we'll find out what that is in due course.
I say find out how much the structural engineer is first before we agree
Okay.
to anything.
I just wanted to pass on the information and find out what you wanted me to do with it, that's all, okay? I wasn't trying to shorten any time frames or push anybody ahead, this is what the man told me, so I have to tell you, okay? All right, next, ordinance 26-2, which revised our budget from the original for FY '26. So I said we would do this in February, and I got it done, and as you noticed, all the numbers in red are where we made the changes, either up or down, and adjusted all the costs and expenses. The area that I want to talk about is under net revenue over expenses for water and wastewater. We're going to show a $66,700 deficit, which is being covered by part of the surplus that we had. So our surplus basically goes down from $266,000 to $199,000. But for the year, we still ran a surplus, even though net revenue for water and sewer ends up in the red. The thing that we have to understand is because we have a $4 million loan with the USDA, some of the terms and conditions of that loan are that the water and wastewater are autonomous from the rest of the operations of the village. And what that means is you can't run a deficit. The fees that we charge for water and wastewater have to cover our expenses. So in that light, we'll talk about the next subject when we get to it. But please understand that that's what drives our rate increases, is how much money we spend a year and how much we're taking in. On extraordinary cases, we can take money out of the general fund to cover any over expenses that we have during the year, but you're not allowed to make that practice. So when I give you the budget for next year, you'll see what 2% does for us and where I expect us to be, okay? So in the meantime, with this budget, does anybody have any questions, concerns, issues? Can I have a motion to approve ordinance 26-2?
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 26-2.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Can I have a roll call?
President Lee?
Aye.
Trustee G? Trustee Wolford?
Aye.
Trustee Pennell?
Aye.
Trustee McMahon? Trustee Hirsch?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes, thank you. We'll get that to the county clerk. All right, next is the testing contract. We pretty much went over this. There is a rate increase. If they would have given us a rate increase every year, this is right where we would be, but they let us off the hook for 5 years. So they actually did us a favor. We saved a lot of money by doing that, but now they need to catch up with reality. And like I told you at the committee meeting, I did some investigation, and basically the only option that you got is to turn over your water wastewater system to another company to run and operate, and it's theirs, and now we are no longer in control of our own fate, if you will, as far as maintenance, rates, quality of service, the whole 9 yards, and I just don't think that's the right way to go. There's very few companies out there that do what Test Inc. does. They've been working with this system for the last 8-9 years. They know it intimately, all right? They know what the problems are, they know how to fix them. They're familiar with the equipment and how it runs and the computer systems and everything that goes along with it, and all our local contractors that we work with. I think they've done an excellent job. When there's a problem, they're right on it. Whether it's in the middle of the night or a holiday or a weekend, whatever it is, they're there, okay? I think that's extremely important. They're reliable. We have a good working relationship with Ian and Jason, and I also think that's important. And I would recommend, I went through this and it covers everything that it has always covered as far as I can tell. And there's an opt-out clause on here with 30 days notice on either end, so if we don't like them, we can get rid of them in 30 days. If they don't like us, then get rid of us in 30 days. So everybody has like a built-in insurance policy for this contract. So my recommendation is that we approve this contract. Does anybody have any questions or concerns?
I mean, I will comment that I did obviously get a chance to look at the agreement. One of the most important things to me is the opt-out. I mean, sometimes they try and lock you in or provide it to make it difficult to get out. This is an automatic 30-day. If you ever get dissatisfied with tests, you can just give them a 30-day notice and be done. Now, they can also cancel on 30 days, so there's that risk. Then we have to go find someone else. But it seems like they've been around a long time, and this contract seems to be consistent with prior contracts.
Okay. Anybody?
So we're discussing a testing contract, but we have not had a representative from Test Inc. at the meeting for people to ask questions to. Why is that?
I didn't know that it was going to be necessary since we've been using them for so long.
I understand we've been using them for so long, but there may be questions that people have that they need to ask the person from that company.
Okay, so you want me to get Jason on the phone?
No, I'm just asking, when we do contracts, we should have people here representing the companies.
Okay, fair enough. Anything else? Okay. Can I have a motion to approve the contract?
I'll make,
a motion to approve the
Can I
contract.
have a second?
I'll second it.
Can I have a roll call, please?
Trustee G,
All right.
trustee Wolford,
Aye.
trustee Pennell,
Aye.
trustee McMahon, trustee Hirsch,
Aye.
President Bing.
Aye. Motion passes. Okay. Next, let's talk water rates. The last meeting we had, I talked about a 4% water rate, but Rachel and I had a off-the-cuff conversation, and I agreed that let's go to a 2%, okay, instead of a 4, and if we need to do 2% again, then we can do 2% again, but in the meantime, let's just do 2%, and I'll give you a sneak preview. I added in 2% to all the water and wastewater income on the budget I'm gonna give you next month, and with all the expenses and everything that I anticipate having, it actually shows that we have a $16,000 surplus by doing it that way. So 2% would more than handle what we needed to do. So I want to make a motion to move forward with a resolution to allow for a 2% water rate increase.
Now, I did some research and FOIA wastewater treatment and water rates from the surrounding communities, including Poplar Grove. And to be perfectly honest, Poplar Grove is actually more expensive than us, and they don't have any of their loan repayment information on the rates that I could see. So, according to what I found, their bills could actually be higher than the numbers that I've got. For a 5,000 unit, they are at $97.17, whereas we are currently at, I want to say we are going to be at, I think we were at 96 or something like, or no, not 96. But ours includes a $30 bond repayment. So if we're looking at taking that bond repayment off, we'd be looking at about an $80 bill for just 5,000 units. So we are exponentially lower than they are. Belvedere is lower than us, but they've also got a ton more people than us. Also didn't have any information on loan rates from them. Harvard is more expensive than us. They also have a maintenance fee, a state licensing fee, and an infrastructure fee on their bills. All we have is the bond repayment bill. The bill for us, if we go 2%, the base water bill of 2,000 gallons would go up $1.26. So, just putting out some numbers there.
Okay, thanks. Thanks for doing the homework. All right, so anybody else? So I'll make can I have a motion to go ahead and have Tom do a resolution for a 2% water rate increase effective May 1st?
I would comment that probably we've done that, haven't we, Crystal?
Yep.
Probably have Crystal do the.
All right, then we can just
resolution.
copy.
Obviously, I want
Okay.
to take a look at it, but I don't have to do the draft.
Okay, so then we'll do a resolution for 2% water rate increase, and we'll vote on it in April. And we'll make it effective May 1st, because that's the beginning of our fiscal year. Okay? All right. Next on the list is a resolution for streets and sidewalks. It's not gonna include sidewalks, this is strictly streets.
Steve, then are we waiting till next month to vote on the water rate increase?
You have to do it by resolution.
We got the resolution's
We don't have a
we gotta get the
resolution.
resolution written. Okay?
The ordinance says, when we amended the ordinance, it said you can, here's the rate, but you can amend it at your discretion by resolution, which is easier than doing an ordinance. But we have to do the resolution.
All right, so going over this again, the sidewalks are not part of this $200,000, and I put $200,000 just to cover us, because I don't have a quote from county yet for the paving work that we want to get done, but he told me, he assured me, he said it was gonna be less than $200,000. But I did this because that's what we had in our MFT fund right now, and then this covers any contingencies that come up for it. So, I would like a motion to approve Resolution R1-26 for using $200,000 of motor fuel tax for paving projects.
I'll make a motion.
Can I have a second?
I'll second it.
Roll call, please.
Trustee G,
Aye.
trustee Wolford,
Aye.
trustee Pennell,
Aye.
trustee McMahon, trustee Hirsch,
Aye.
president Bank.
Aye.
Skip one.
Okay. Next, trustee McMahon is not here, so I'm gonna go over the financial report. In the general fund, we have $1,515,754.59. In MFT, we now have $206,144.25. And in the water fund, we have $586,729.41. This financial report references the first 10 months of the year, so it's like 90% of our total budget for the year. So any revenue above 90 is good, and any expenses below 90 is good, okay? So for total revenue for administrative, we've taken in $519,767.60. The budget was $576,000. This represents 91.09%, so we're a little ahead of schedule. For expenses on our salaries, elected, and et cetera, we spent $41,083.97. The budget's $49,800. That comes to 82.5%, so we're a little bit below on that. For administrative expenses, we've spent $182,052.89 against a budget of $225,800, or 74.07%, so again, that's way below budget. Under expenses for streets and stuff, we spent $87,880.16 against a budget of $137,600, or 63.87%, so it's like 2/3 of what we budgeted for, okay? Under MFT, we didn't spend anything that we budgeted, so that's good, and we've taken in $362.11 against a budget of $62.5, or 90.18%, so that's right on time. Under water and wastewater revenue, we've taken in $555,021.38 against a budget of $673,300, or 82.43% of the budget, so we're a little bit behind on income there, but that's okay. Under expenses for water, we spent $401,747 against a budget of $240,000, or 167.39%, but a lot of that was because it cost us a lot of money for the well to get repaired, well number 3, so that's what caused that problem. Under wastewater expenses, we spent $253,563.56 against a budget of $302,000, or 83.96%. So the only area where we had an issue was with the water expenses, and that's because we just had we had a major project we had to fix, and that thing cost us a bunch of money, and unfortunately, those things happen. And hopefully it doesn't happen again next year, otherwise we will have a problem. But that's where that deficit of $66,000 came in, which causes us to raise our rates accordingly. So, does anybody have any questions or comments about the financial report? Okay, can I have a motion to approve the financial report?
Make a motion to approve the financial report.
Can I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Trustee Hirsch?
Food trucks are still the same as last meeting. I did get a couple more email me that were interested, like All Belgian Waffles. They're from Chicago, but they have these little Sprinter van Belgian waffle trucks. They have a bunch of them, and they send them out like all over the Chicagoland area to go to local events. And he messaged me, so I advised him to go get a license for Boone County so he can come in April. And he said that he would like to come to multiple months, so he would be a reoccurring one. We have this lady called Soda Squeezed, dirty sodas, but not alcoholic. They're customizable sodas, she called them. And she's like a little trailer fountain drink. So I figured the way that I would set her up is she would be sideways, how we have the trucks on the road, and then she would be sideways. So we would have like a little L. We would have Alfredos if they still come. We have this lady called Sizzlin' Susie's, burgers, hot dogs, smothered cheese fries, stuff like that. Rusty Drum. And then we would have our soda trailer, maybe the Belgian waffles, if he gets his licensing and everything. Pizza Fresca messaged me last year, and they did message me again, so I might see if I can schedule them for the following month, and we would have Pizza Fresca for the following month. So far those are the ones that have messaged me about the food trucks.
Now, my question is, we have Alfredo's who is here on a frequent basis, and he pays a permit for that. Are we going to have them pay a permit fee for these food truck Fridays? Because I don't think
That's what I was gonna see if you guys wanted to.
I don't think it's kind of fair that Alfredo's has to pay. Now, granted, he's here more often, but I think they still need a permit fee, even if it's $10 or whatever. I don't think it's just fair that he pays a permit fee.
Well, he's here
I know he is,
very often.
but if they want to do multiple,
If they're gonna do multiple, maybe we could discuss it. If they're gonna do multiple visits, and they're gonna be here often,
I don't
maybe,
wanna-
but I don't
wanna
think.
scare them all away.
Yeah, Alfredo he's here, and he's our town taco truck, so it makes sense.
And can we at least credit him?
But,
Money
yeah, we
off?
could maybe credit him something for his
I was gonna
food truck
suggest
Fridays.
If he's
Yeah.
here on the third Friday, credit him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Give him some sort of
I
credit.
just don't think it's
Yeah.
fair that you just
Yeah.
have one that pays.
Yeah, give him a credit for his food truck Fridays. I think that would be better for
Because
him.
if you don't know, treat them all equal, I've been in the experience where they do not come back if they aren't treated all
I
equal.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So far, we haven't had any negatives, and all of our food trucks have been happy with their experience last year, and we don't want,
Then let's find a way to keep them
yes,
happy.
we're gonna keep them
Yeah.
happy, and we're gonna keep them coming, so.
Also,
I would hate
Boone
to,
County's-
hate to see newer truck come in and then all of a sudden get hit with an unexpected fee and then scare them off, and then you get a bad reputation for, oh yeah, they got us in there, and then they
That's one of the
Yeah,
things that they
Jenny.
like about coming, is that I'm telling them that there's a no parking fee.
Missy, how many trucks do you have scheduled to come?
For April, I have so far, none of them have turned in their applications for sure, and that's only because I told them they didn't have to do it yet, because we're still working on all of our planning and everything. But as of right now, the ones that I've verbally spoken to via email are 1, 2, 3, 4, and if Alfredo's comes on that Friday, that would be 5. It would be 4 actual trucks and a trailer soda pop
That sounds
lady.
good. I kinda like.
And we're gonna
keep
leave
it-
it like that,
keep
like
it
we're
right
not
there, 'cause If
gonna,
you get too many, then none of them
double-side
get us
it.
business.
That's what I wonder.
And
Yes.
You might want
Yes.
a permit after they
Yes.
get their permit, because
That's the plan.
it costs more in Boone County than it does in the surrounding areas.
well, I'm telling them that they need to have their Boone County permit.
I'm just
So,
saying,
yeah.
you might well figure out after they do that, because
Yeah.
sometimes that's a defining factor if they come.
Oh, no, they know that they can't be here if they
Yeah.
don't have their Boone County food.
They gotta have it.
Yeah, they're aware of
I
that
know
when they
it's
sign
just,
up. Yeah,
When I was here, we did get surprised on how much it cost for Boone County compared to others.
yeah, I can, I've
So
heard.
That's why you gotta keep in mind also.
Mhm.
Okay, anything else?
That is all I have.
Okay, trustee AG, anything?
Nope.
Trustee Walfart?
No?
Okay, trustee Panal?
I have a water report.
Okay,
There was a sewer issue between South East and East Grove. It has been cleared. It appears to have been caused by a root, and a camera inspection of the line is recommended. Next hydrant flushing will be beginning in April. And finally, the lagoon transfer to the plant has been processed.
and just to reiterate, the camera in the lines is something that I anticipate that we will be doing next summer, next spring, not this year. This year, we've got the project with the manholes. Next year, we're gonna put a camera through the system. The purpose of putting a camera through the system is to identify where we have growth coming in or missing tile or whatever it is. And there's a way, there's a company that actually can reline your sewer lines. So we will bring that in, we will get them to prioritize a map for us so that we can work on relining the sewer system to get rid of all this wastewater, all the stormwater that we've got to deal with and everything, because all that stormwater doing is costing us money. Every time we get a rain like that, we have to pump water 2 times. It tears up our pumps, it ruins the biologics in the system. So these are the things that we need to get done, and we will get them done. But I just want to do these one step at a time so I can see incrementally how we're fixing the system, okay? All right, anybody got anything else? Can I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Can I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.